We Are Arcade.com presents the Anime UK podcast with the SSRS.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りいたします。
You're listening to the Anime UK show presented by Alex, Aisha, Oren and Harriet.
Featuring news, reviews and discussions from the world of anime, manga, gaming and otaku culture.
Anime UK is brought to you by wearearcade.com. You can find us there every Friday.
You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Anime UK Show, as well as subscribing to us on iTunes and YouTube. Don't forget to rate, comment and keep sending us your lovely questions. And we're back, Anime UK Show, and we've got lots of anime to discuss this week with a bumper MCM feature with a special guest, Granny Gertrude, but that's all later. So let's go on ahead with Log Horizon. So, guys, I have to say, in the whole new craze of game animes, this definitely was the funnier version of Sword Art Online. Though, the only difference was, it didn't kind of explain anything. So I was a bit like, oh, they're fighting. Oh, wait, why is there a menu appearing up on the screen? Why are they picking attacks? This is weird. So, yeah, you kind of just go into the whole, oh, it's a game. And then at the end, I love it, the last 10 minutes. Oh, and then 30,000 Japanese gamers are trapped in a fantasy online game. Oh, thank you for telling me now, after I was confused of what the hell
it's not a game.
What is it?
That's the catch. You have to work that one out. They're not actually in a game.
What?
It's real life.
It's real life.
What?
Yeah. That's the catch. It's real life been turned into a game.
What?
So that's what the catch is. Yeah. I'll let Aisha explain the story though.
I don't know what to say. I've only seen one episode, and you're pretty much following two dudes, Shiro and his friend Natsuko, yes. Yeah. And they meet up with a beautiful assassin, Akatsuki, who's actually a guy, but he's taken a potion, but he's actually a girl, and he's in the conquest to get a potion off Shiro, who just happily gives it to him, while the other guy's perving on him as a girl, and it's really lolicon and gross. Anyway, she can hold her own, so it's fine. And yeah, that's about it really. I didn't think there was much else revealed in the first episode. Alex, much more?
Second episode, they explain what's happening in the world, and how, in general, how many rules from the game are now applied to the real world version. So, for instance, playing killing is obviously rife because people are bored, and they've started attacking each other. But you can't attack each other in town, since the guardians that are in this town still affect. So yeah, it's just literally everything's gone to shit, as you'd expect from people stuck in a game.
Perfect summary there. Yay or nay, Alex? You carry on?
Oh, I love it, just because I like to listen to the op every single time.
Yes, the openings are awesome. Database. Yes. Harriet, yay or nay? Are you going to carry on with the anime?
Nay and nay again. Sorry, I thought it was funny, but it's not one I'm going to carry on watching.
Yeah, I agree. It was hilarious. The tension between the big brew and all the females.
And the Katsuki.
Yeah. Oren, yay or nay? Continue.
Nay. I think the only kind of anime which ever likes or anything to do with that kind of premise of, oh, hey, it's a game, but that twist is now interesting, to me. But I only liked Dot Hack, I guess. I think that's my first, experience of that kind of, hey, we're playing a game, we're inside a game kind of thing, blah, blah, and it's just I'm just not interested in it anymore. I didn't particularly enjoy Sword Art Online. And, yeah, even though this one's, yeah, I did like some elements of it. It's just, I just don't think I'm going to keep up with it at all. And yeah, it's like the lolicon all the time's a bit. I like the, there's that other guild who's in love with, there's that girl with the big boobs who likes to hug.
She loves every single guy, yeah.
Yeah, no, but she loves everyone in general, and she just hugs them all.
And the Katsuki as well. That's funny.
I liked how the pervy guy was all like, oh yeah, wow, with her, but then she started hugging them, and then he's like, oh my god, you're weird, get away from me. That was like the best reaction. I feel like that's my favourite part in the whole thing. It's like how he just suddenly switched now, like someone's like, she's not even perving, she just like loves everyone, and that just freaks him out.
I think my favourite bit was when Akatsuki kept on saying to Shiro, can I knee him in the face, please?
Yes.
But
Oh,
you've
that
really
was
done.
brilliant.
Yeah.
After she had the sex change.
Yeah.
Good times. Right, next anime, Samurai Flamenco. And I know, Alex, you were looking forward to this in the autumn-fall anime list.
Yes, I was. It's really a superhero show. If everyone remembers Tiger and Bunny, it's a similar premise, but without the superpowers. You're introduced to this poor little kid I say kid, guy. We get introduced to him, and he's naked in an alleyway. And he gets found by a cop while he's on his break, having a cigarette break. Turns out this kid is absolutely obsessed with superheroes, and if any one of us knows, it's kind of like Power Rangers style, Kamen Rider superheroes, and he wants to become one, and he's not doing very well at it. And this poor cop has to keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't get killed in the process. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
He kind of forces himself on the cop, almost.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's slightly dubiously camp in places, but it's a fun show, and I feel sorry for the main guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was an idiot at first, and then it got to the end, and I was like, wow, I wish I was that dedicated to get my ass kicked.
Hilarious. Alex, yay or nay, will you continue?
Yay, because I want to see what happens, because I'm curious, is he actually turned into a superhero like in the opening or not?
Oh, hilarious. Oren, what about you? Yay or nay?
I like it. I want to see because it's a little bit misleading, because I was expecting there to actually be superhero suits and everything, and it's just like, it seems to be more just a boy's imagination about him wanting to be this like hero.
Bit like Kick-Ass, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not even like, because Kick-Ass, he loses the ability to feel pain, and then he learns to fight and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this one, I like that he's so dedicated to being a hero as well, as Alex said. It's just really cute. But I want to see if he actually gets a suit, because they have that whole animation opening sequence where he's like fighting that giant robot at the beginning of the episode. I was like, oh man, it's going to be something like that. And it's like, no, no, it's not. So I want to see if there's like a twist where like someone does turn up and gives him a suit, or I just want to see him like grow as a person and see if he learns how to fight and everything. So yeah, I'm going to say yay for me.
Cool. Harriet, what about you? Yay or nay?
Yay. Yeah, I quite like it. It did remind me, reminiscent of Tiger and Bunny at the beginning. I have to admit, it did remind me of Tiger and Bunny, and I'm just thinking, I want to see him kind of make his dream come true, and it's like the underdog, really, supporting him.
I want the cop to be his sidekick.
I was thinking that as well.
Oh.
I have to say, it seems that the main character has a very, I don't know, charming character. He's wooed all the ladies of this team. I thought it was hilarious that he was a model, and then he was like, yes, and I want to become a superhero, and it's like, huh? Okay. It's like, the cop couldn't even just kick him out and say, loony. He's just like, what? He's actually someone of consequence? He wants to be a stupid hero? What? Yeah, there's something different in the concept, which I like. Tiger and Bunny, obviously, top anime, love it. Loads of sponsorship, whereas this one's a bit more, you're finding out what's going on and stuff, and hopefully we'll see more the uniform designs, like Oren was saying. Definitely a yes for me too. Next anime, Nagi no Asukara, the lovely ocean anime. Harriet, you tell us about that.
Right, it's about, so basically you start off in the sea. A group of school kids are forced, they live in the sea, but they are forced to go up on land to go to a school. Now, you'll learn later on in the show that there was a divide. They were all living under the sea, but they decided they wanted to go up. So they kind of shed their skin. But what you learn is like Hikari and Minaka are two of the main characters, and Minaka is kind of the kind of carefree, I wouldn't say klutzy girl, but she's a bit of a crybaby. And Hikari does fancy her, but of course his way of showing it is like picking on her and kind of yelling at her all the time. But he's doing it just to protect her. When they're on the way up, Monaca has to change her uniform and she's captured by fishermen. And before the intro, you just see that when Monaca's caught, swinging back and forth, and she sees one of the schoolboys who's going to go to a school called Kihara, or Sumugo, I forget. And Hikari's like, I've just witnessed something, like the start of something that he didn't want to see, which is love between his crush and this new guy. So when they go to the school, he's like, don't you dare go near him, and humans are pigs, and I found that funny. It's like the human kids, the land kids were saying, "Oh, you smell like fish," and Hikari's like, "Well, you smell like pigs." Then it leads on that something happens to Monaca, like she's cursed, and she ends up with like a fish head on her knee.
Oh yeah, she has to go to the shrine, get
Yes.
the flame, and then the flame dude's all like licking her, like, "Oh, you smell good," and then, yeah.
And certain things as well I was like, wait, did they just say that?
Never trust a horny
the
fish.
menstruating
And
comment.
and she's in heat. I'm like, what?
It's weird.
Yeah, that was weird. But then you see the kids at school. I kind of thought of Twilight. I know that sounds awful, but when they brought her to the sun, it's like,
Oh,
look,
they glitter, yeah.
she shines. And then she ran off because she was really embarrassed. And when the sun sets, they start scaling, so they have to go back into the sea. But Monaca has fallen, so Kihara rescues her, takes her to his home, and looks after her.
And starts feeding the fish knee.
I know, that's just weird.
He's a straight up real casual about it. So it's like, yeah, like,
And you're
it's really beautiful. Yeah, like, the
and
fish
you're
is beautiful, and she's beautiful, and she's all like, oh!
Yeah. That was very funny.
Yeah.
And Hikari finds her afterwards and warns him, don't you dare go near her, and and he realises that she kind of has feelings for him, and I think he's starting to think, damn, I have a rival here.
And it's annoying because there's another little girl that kind of has feelings for him.
It's going to turn
There's a bit of a love triangle going
It's
on.
a rectangle, what you want about? A love square.
Yeah, and then there's the other bloke who's like, "No, don't worry, he will love you always. She's like your adopted child," and she's like, "Huh?"
and if she dies, it doesn't really matter, and she's like, what?
Don't say that. She's my best friend.
Oh gosh, I do like it. Animation, the sea is beautiful.
Yeah.
Their eyes are so, like, you just want to look at them all the time. Just clear blue eyes. It's just mesmerising.
Oh, in comparison actually to Log Horizon, some of the special effects in that just looked like fit-inducing. It was just so cheap and crappy. And then you watch Nagi and it's like, oh, they've put so much time and effort into the backgrounds, the clothes.
It kind of reminded me of The Little Mermaid, you know, like when you first see it for the first time.
Yeah.
Like the kingdom, and you just say, oh, that's just amazing. And it's cool how they can just swim around and just like, you know, just walk casually but then just swim.
And then jump into like certain areas, like the bit where Hikari goes into the girl's Monika's room.
Yeah.
He kind of just jumps up to the second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the water, and I was like, oh, nice. Yes, so next anime, last but not least, Unbreakable Machine Doll. Lovely. Another Japanese light novel series adaptation. Oran, you tell us a bit about it.
Basically it's set in a world where there's like, I guess there's like, I was like quite excited because there's kind of robots everywhere, and it's about this Japanese student who's obviously he's come all the way from Japan to go to a school in the UK to learn to basically become like I don't know if it's like he says like he's got a doll called Yaya who is when you see her, I was very confused because I thought she was just like a human dressed in very scanty dressed like clothes, but realistically she's a puppet he's created, a doll or robot. And at the beginning of the episode, they're on a train, and the train goes out of control. You think they're just like normal people, and yeah, basically they're able to stop the train with a mixture of, oh no, they're like magical robots. So it's a bit like D&D with, what are they called? Warforge is that kind of idea where magic has been infused into these robots, which make them seem more alive than if they were just normal robots and everything. But yeah, he ends up saving everybody on the train. He ends up going to the school. He does a test, and he's I think there's like out of like 1,300 people, he's like just one above the last scoring person on there. So he does really badly on his test for entering. But yeah, basically he wants to become a wise man, which hasn't really been explained apart from the fact that they get to like access information which normal people wouldn't be able to access, and they get money and fame and all that kind of stuff. But realistically, he wants to do that because he wants to get revenge for, I don't know if it's his family who gets, like someone in his family or someone like his sister gets killed, because it's a few flashbacks and he's holding a bloody girl. And to do that, he's got to he's basically, because he's done so poorly on the test, he has to try and get some recognition within the school. So he's trying to like enter this school competition where everybody has like fights their robots against each other. And he ends up fighting this blonde girl. And she's British, obviously. Everybody's very surprised that he's Japanese as well, which I liked, even though he kind of looks a bit like everybody else. But yeah, he ends up like trying to fight her to try and take her ticket so he can enter the competition, the school competition. That doesn't end up going that way, and they kind of become friends, I guess, even though Blonde Girl's like very reluctant about that, 'cause she's like, no, I'm like the queen, I don't interact with these paupers or these idiots everywhere. But at the end of the episode, he spots the guy who I think may have killed like his family. And he jumps out the window with his robot, and then the episode ends. And I was like, huh. I was not particularly intrigued by this show. Because, well, I was for brief moments when I saw some of the robot designs, like at the school. But then a lot of the dolls which people created, they were just like your cliche woman design with like limited clothes on.
Except for Awesome Dragon.
Yeah, there's like Awesome Dragon, like little baby dragon, which like infused with magic turned into big giant dragon. But and there's some other like armor dudes which look really cool. Oh yeah, there's also I've completely forgot. There seems to be some kind of creature that is eating like the hearts of the robots.
Oh, you only see it for like a second.
Yeah, that was super creepy. I thought that was interesting.
I actually have to admit, yeah, when I saw that at the end, I was like, ugh. Because I don't like dolls anyway. They creep me out. So when I saw that at the end, I was like, ugh, ugh.
But, yeah, no, that was, I was, as I said, I was a bit disappointed because that robot's really creepy as well. Yeah. She's always wanting to sleep with her creator. And
Lovely!
Like, yeah, that's really, what?
How the hell does she walk in those heels?
Yeah, her shoes are ridiculous. But even like they did do a little bit where she was when she was trying it on with him in his bedroom. They cut to a little scene with just like a shot of her shoes, and you can see they're all worn, and the fabric's like peeling off, and it shows that she does fight a lot, and she's not completely useless. And she was related to have some really cool, interesting magic / robot like tag team attacks when they were fighting the blonde girl and those people who try to butt in on their fight. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like her design. I don't like the designers because I really adore like mecha robot designs, but they just seem lazy. When I'd always disliked robots who just look like humans, and there's nothing mechanical about them at all, unless it's like obviously Ghost in the Shell kind of thing, because that's when they break up. When you rip their arms off, you're like, holy crap, look at all that detail in those kind of things. But yeah, these maybe I just don't want to watch it. It's just like cutesy girl robots.
She gets more and more mental in later episodes as well.
She strangles him whenever he talks about this one person, and I'm reckoning this. Maybe that one person this woman who he keeps on mentioning is maybe the person who died, and the robot just starts strangling him. I'm like, calm down. Just because he mentions another woman's like name doesn't give you like right to strangle him, robot. Calm yourself.
Gets jealous, man. Jealous.
Yeah, but that's not how you deal with the jealousy. You don't strangle people, because especially with your big robot hand, you're probably going to kill him. But yeah, they keep on playing that off as a joke, and I'm like, oh man, I bet someone out there has written a fiction where she's actually broken his neck, because it's like, Jesus Louise, stop that. Please. Don't. Yeah, I'm not into it. How do you guys feel about it?
Harriet,
No.
I'm a mecha robot lover. Alex, how did you feel?
Alex, yeah.
I only like the dragon because he's voiced by one of my favourite voice actors, and that was it. And he sounds awesome because he's got a ridiculously low voice.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a voice like that. I was expecting super like squeaky voice up here, and it was like, no, hello. I was like, yeah.
No, it gets even more hilarious. If you watch Log Horizon, you saw a clip of a cat in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
He's doing the voice for that as well.
Amazing.
For him. So it's going to help.
I just want to watch. I might actually watch a tiny bit more because I want to know more about that cat. Because that cat was cool.
He's a swashbuckler. Class.
That's
The
the
classes are. I looked at the class list and they're hilarious. You can actually have a subclass prostitute, which I find quite funny in the game.
Wow.
It's like, anything you want to be, you can bit. Wow.
Yeah, what did you guys think about Harriet?
I didn't like it. I think the only thing that interests me was the end, with the doll. That was the only thing. Apart from that, it was a bit...
Oh.
Yeah, it was a bit... yeah. Though the dragon was cool. I will admit, the dragon was really cool.
Just watching it for Dragon, bro.
Oh, about you,
cat.
Aisha?
And Cat and Log Horizon.
Yeah, you said it all. I was interested only for the cat.
It's the dragon!
The dragon.
Sorry, the dragon. I was so bored. See, I was that bored. I didn't even pay attention to what it was. I was just like, animal, look. So yeah, that was not the most thrilling for me. Like you said, not much substance there at the end.
I really did like was apart from the dragon was when they were saying, oh yeah, this is like the top school for like all this magic robot stuff. There was like 2 robots who were standing outside the school as guards, and I was like, those robots look so cool because they look very steampunky, but they also had like a little twist on them. And then it's like, oh no, it's just lady robots who don't look like robots. Just looks like it looks like characters from Log Horizon. And it's just like it was just that was disappointing. But yeah, maybe if like I don't even want to watch it because like I know they're not gonna have any cool ass robots like that again. So yeah, no, I give up. I can't deal with that one at all.
Don't worry, I'm not watching it either.
Yeah, so disappointed.
So I think in all, Nagi no Asakara was the best one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think overall everyone had something nice.
Yeah.
And Samurai Flamenco.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Agree on that one.
Oh, yeah, it was okay, 50-50 between the two.
Cool.
Awesome. So we're going to be moving on to our feature interview with Granny Gertrude, who'll be talking to us all about cosplay, all the events that will be going on at MCM, including all the anime guests, the small press section, health and safety rules, and all sorts of different things.
So today we have a very special guest with us. You might know him from the cosplay events at MCM Expo, and it is Mr. Granny Gertrude.
Hello there, and good evening.
Hello.
You might know me from cosplay events other than the MCM Comic Con stuff, of course, because I do help out at a few things.
You do, other cons as well.
Here and
Most
there.
famous for your Ash Ketchum cosplay.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, have there been many others as well? But
Oh yeah, there's been some out of cosplay. I'm not a competitive cosplayer, shall we say. I very much do it for a bit of fun, and though. So, and to be honest, whether you're competing or not, cosplay should be about having some fun. It's just some people want competition to drive themselves up to higher standards. There's other people use it as a tool for socialising or exploring their extroverted side, which coincidentally is something we discuss in the cosplay article of next month's MCM, which is the magazine that is available in all good news agents and on iPad that MCM Comic Con own. Where actually I was interviewing someone who conducted a psychology study of cosplayers and fans at one of the shows. So take a look. It's interesting.
I'll have to take a read of that. I do read YM every month. It's a really good magazine.
Thank you. But I'm guessing you're all a little bit more interested in the upcoming London MCM Comic Con.
Oh, yeah. Indeed we are.
Right. It's going to be huge. And I mean that in more ways than one. For a start, it's physically a lot bigger. I'm sure people might have heard.
Yeah, it's taking up 2 rooms, isn't it?
Well, we were up to 9 rooms back in May, not including the ticket hall. But the difference now is, as well as the north side, it's the south side as well, and the boulevard in between.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! Nice, that's bigger than I even thought.
Okay, so you hadn't heard. So the moment you walk through that west entrance, you're in show. What this should allow MCM Comic Con to do is tackle some of the bottlenecks. You're not going to walk past the show to a queuing hall and then come back where you've just walked past going to the show. It will all be a lot smoother. They've taken a look at how the ticket hall works as well, and they're going to try to speed all that up. So it should be not only a lot bigger, there should be fewer traffic flow problems and so forth. It will still be quite crowded, because ticket sales are going really well. If you haven't bought your advance ticket yet, I do recommend you do so soon. Advance tickets are cheaper than early entry tickets on the day.
Oh, and the group tickets, they're cheaper as well if you buy all 3 days.
Yeah.
The weekend tickets, yeah, we don't, MCM don't do group discount tickets. I do recommend, while advance tickets aren't likely to sell out, as they did for Scotland, they did for Manchester, which was previously unprecedented. MCM had never managed to sell out of early entry tickets before this year. But in the week leading up to a London show, every evening the ticket store comes under incredibly heavy load, so get them early if you can.
I learnt that very badly in May. I literally had a panic attack thinking, I can't get the tickets, this is 2 days before.
During the day it was fine, there was just there was these evening spikes that just over. Now, investment has been made, and something people don't always realise how much everything costs. So investment has been made to make sure that hopefully the ticket store can withstand it. But still, if you don't have to risk it, I wouldn't risk it. So yes, it's going to be absolutely huge. There's everything people have come to expect from MCM. Expensive hotels and
anime party.
Hotel.
No, there's everything people have come to expect. So there'll be a huge array of exhibitors, all the new games. So if you've got your eye on taking a look at the new Assassin's Creed game, although personally, I kind of think a game like Assassin's Creed, everyone knows if they're going to buy it or not by now. but you can have a little look at it and boast to your friends who didn't come along that you've seen it and how awesome it was. There will be a huge number of guests of quite a variety of guests. There will be, I think there's five schedules. Anyone anyone that talks about not having enough to do at a show obviously isn't paying attention, frankly, because there's going to be at 5 or 6 packed schedules. There is no way to do everything at the show because there are that many stages, that many different areas, not even counting the exhibitors and the dealers. So you'll have a there's the VidFest area, which is where YouTubers and similar will be. You'll have the new MCM esports area, where they're running the finals for 2 League of Legends tournaments. It was massively popular back in May. You have the Japanex stage, which will be lots and lots of kind of fan-run performances, as well as a few other things. So there's a Tokyo fashion parade on there. There'll be several dance groups, a little bit of singing. We'll have panels on the Sunday with the Euro cosplay judges and the winners. Of course, we do have some special guest cosplayers that have been brought in from outside of Europe as judges. There's we always do. Every October we have special cosplay guests.
Is it going to be different from the last Expo?
Different people. It is indeed different people.
Okay.
We'll come around to them. I'm sure I can be persuaded to talk a little bit more about Euro cosplay.
Oh, lovely!
There is also the Comic Village area. Oh, I can hear myself. Someone's got a microphone near a speaker. There's also the Comics Village area. Of course, Comic-Con these days is a very generic term. If you go to San Diego or New York, yes, there's comics there, but there's a bit of everything there. Comic-Con is not something which is just made up of huge amounts of boxes with back issues of comics. But there is, at the London MCM Comic-Con, a huge Comic Village area, which has a very large, around 100, I think, creators, in terms, illustrators or writers, whether it's web comics or whether it's printed comics, a whole caboodle. And some of them have their own stands outside the Comic Village as well, but there's around 100 there. Some of them would have worked on kind of your big known titles, such as those made by Marvel. Many of them are independent UK-based creators, and the Comic Village. Not everyone knows this, so I'll just drop this in there. Comic Village is actually a way of supporting, particularly the kind of small comic press and so on, and independent British creators, because those tables, one of the reasons they book up so fast, one of the reasons they're so strict on making sure that it is, real kind of creative people that are using it, not people just looking to sell T-shirts that they've bought on a bulk, and they haven't had any creative input at all. Is those tables are actually sold at below what the space they occupy even costs are higher. So it's a really great deal for those comic artists and those comic authors and creators, and it's really good to see so many people at the event going and supporting them, because I think most of us at some point either wished we could be comic book writers or comic book authors. Maybe we just didn't find it in ourselves. Maybe like me, you just completely suck at drawing. But it is good to have a part of the show where we can all, both as a community and as an event, help support people that are following that aspiration. So, absolutely massive show. Not just in size, not just in schedules, not just in numbers of people that are expected, which we're expecting at least 85,000. Oh. Just in every way, it's going to be huge. And actually, something people often get confused about. Stop me if if you do have any questions. Something people do get confused about, of course, is Comic-Con is very much a smorgasbord of of a little bit of everything, and some people still want it to be kind of, or still think it's a show for guests, for autographs. And sure, there are guests and autographs there, but I think if there was one single thing that brought people back to the event, it's actually each other.
Yeah.
which is a bit humbling in a way when you think about it. When you put on all of you pour all this effort into putting all these attractions on, and the number one thing that I think more people would agree on than anything else is, well, they go there just to see other people that are there. And I was like, well, but we've done all this work. But no, it's that sense of community, and of course, when you think about it, we do have to put all that work, and we do have to bring all those attractions there, to make sure that everyone does want to be there, so there are people you can bump into when you're there. So it all does kind of make sense. Can
I interrupt you right there,
Go for it.
Granny? Literally, you said about 85,000 people are going to turn up. Are there any facilities that if anyone gets stampeded on or passes out from heat?
There is absolutely. The Excel has a very thorough health and safety team, and if they have any concerns, they will put a stop down. There is a first, fully qualified first aid room, and there is, as well as the venue staff, there is of course our own crew, our own volunteers, etc.
So basically, if me and Harriet pass out from our boiling hot cosplay, someone will hose us down.
Absolutely. Well, yes. If anyone does keel over, there is indeed a first aid room, and it's nice and quiet and cool. It's actually not far from where the cash point is. But everything. I mean, some people, because you see, I tell myself I should start collecting some of the ridiculous things people say online, because there have been some completely daft rumours over the years, and they seem to be increasing as time goes by. But one thing about the show is, of course, the whole show gets designed with, of course, health and safety legislation in mind. It's everything such as capacity and the space and the number of staff to crew it. That does all get looked at. It's not something that, because you see online, you see people going, we're sure, we reckon MCM won't do this because, they blatantly don't care. Well, one, they do care, because they themselves could end up, the staff as much as the attendees could end up in trouble if they didn't look out for this kind of thing. But there's no mileage in designing a bad show like that. But also, of course, the venue is not going to allow its reputation to be damaged by some cowboys ruining it. And the reason why MCM are able to use these premier venues up and down the country is because they are incredibly professional and thorough in how they design and lay out their events.
Yep. Can we talk about silly rumours now? I've heard a few myself. That's why I want to talk whilst you're on it.
Go on, try with a silly rumour.
Okay. There's one rumour I heard that, first of all, this is an interesting one. One was that MCM were banning scantily clad cosplayers from entering the venue.
No. Okay.
It's ridiculous, right?
It is completely ridiculous. That is somebody taking something to an extreme. What we have said is no nudity, and that if you are wearing a costume which is excessively skimpy, we would recommend you take extra measures in case it was to fall off, shall we say? Okay. So this isn't skimpy costumes are banned. This is, if you're wearing something and you are completely dependent on a piece of dental floss to keep your modesty in check, why don't you put something underneath it just in case? Now, I would like to believe people would do that anyway, but I would also like to believe that people wouldn't aim imitation firearms at aircraft coming into land. You know, I'm not saying that would ever happen anywhere near any of our events. So that's all that was. Now, it has always been the case that if you turned up completely stark naked, you would get turned away. We just never bothered to write that down because we thought it's obvious. We don't need to tell people that. But increasingly we were getting questions about things such as, you know, where can I push these limits to in terms of what people are wearing, and that's not just the amount, but what style of costumes you have on, and so he said, look, we'll make it obvious that unless you're wearing something which, frankly, would get the police to stop you in the high street, or even worse, actually even more lenient, that would probably get the police to stop you on the beach, you're fine. And then some people, of course, and I suspect it's people that were just bored on the internet or have some kind of agenda. Yeah, they just took it and ran with it. Tried to convince people that ridiculous rules were being implemented when actually that was not the case.
Oh, I thought it might have been the case that maybe kids under maybe a certain age weren't allowed to dress skimpily. I thought because it's a family event. That I thought it might have there might have been some sort of rule that just basically just got blown over the top, but you know.
No, not even that. It's up on all the websites. It's up on the Facebook groups if you want to, if you are interested in checking it. And of course, I can be found on Facebook, on Twitter, on the forums. You can email me if you have any queries about costumes, weapons and props rules for the shows. I'm more than happy to field those. But yeah, if you have any questions, please, rather than going and acting outraged because you've heard a rumour, before you get all outraged, just double check the facts first.
Oh, second rumour. This one might have some truth to it, though, because you've just told us how big the venue is. Because we were hearing also that the actual building, the venue, venue, won't be letting any non-ticket holders into the building.
Right. You are not allowed to enter the show without a ticket. The show extends outside the building, as you know, it's all private land, and a fair amount of the Excel property is actually the responsibility of MCM during the show. But yes, if you don't have a ticket, you certainly can't come into the show. Now, as the show includes the boulevard in between the north and south halls up to past halfway, you'll need a ticket to come into show.
So you can enter the venue, but you just can't go near the bit where the show is.
But the moment you step through those doors in the west entrance, you're in the show.
Ah.
That's my point.
Okay.
So
no ticket?
So yes.
No ticket, no entry.
What about, because this was another conflict, because I know there's another expo going on in the same building, which is for the card game expo?
It's the YCS, which is partnered with the MCM Comic Con, is indeed running. When the show guide map comes out on over the weekend, you'll see that it's less of a separate event than you may think. Now, it is run and managed separately, yes, but it's all. If you've got a ticket for that, or if you've got a ticket for the MCM Comic Con, you're going to be using the same door. You're going to be coming in the same way.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, they'll be allowed to walk around, it seems. Okay, that's good, because they've got tickets. Great. Awesome. I think there's a lot of relieved people now.
If you want details on exactly how the YCS part will work, you need to contact Konami or check the Konami website, because all the details, that's down to them. But yes, they will come into the west entrance. They will have they will be you walk through a section of Comic-Con to get to the YCS. So yeah.
Awesome. We'll move away from the serious stuff now.
Serious stuff.
So, spill all, Granny Gertrude. Tell us a bit more about the judges of the Euro Cosplay.
Ooh, you want judge information, do you? Okie dokie. We have, obviously for anyone that's listening and is not familiar with what I'm about to talk about, the Euro Cosplay Championships final is being run on the Saturday of the London MCM Comic Con. It will probably start at around 5 in the MCM Theatre, which is more colloquially referred to as the main stage. It will feature close to 30 countries, including newcomers Russia, Serbia, Greece, Ukraine, and Russia, Serbia, Greece and Ukraine. And yes, it will once again be absolutely fantastic. Celebration of cosplay creativity. It's a craftsmanship focused competition, which is the style of competition that cosplayers in the UK consistently vote is the kind of competition that they want run, as opposed to popularity contests or so on, which are better suited online anyway. So absolutely fantastic showcase of costumes from all over Europe, as well as a great social event for everyone involved. And of course, one other thing that distinguishes Euro cosplay, other than the focus on craftsmanship, is that we select judges that are completely independent. They're not European judges, okay? So they are brought entirely from outside of the European cosplay community, which does set it slightly aside. From Brazil, we have the fantastic Mauricio, who has twice won the World Cosplay Summit. So I think he's quite well qualified to
very probably well known as well.
To this, yes, he's top chap. I've been chatting to him online. He's really bright, enthusiastic. He's got some gorgeous costumes. He's not quite as pretty as me, but he's still quite. I almost kept a straight face when I said that. So yes, and of course, as I'm sure you're aware, Brazil and South America, but particularly Brazil, has this massive costume culture. I mean, everyone knows about the big costume parades and stuff they do down there. So yes, he's very well travelled. He's judged or appeared or coached or taken part in competitions, or almost cosplay competitions all over the world, from east to west to north to south. So yes, fantastic chap, with some fantastic costumes. Is really nice to talk to as well. And yes, he'll be around for the weekend. Definitely worth meeting. Come and have a natter with him. And equally, now this the other judge that I'm so far able to announce is that we have announced. We've actually announced them. Both of our judges and most of our finalists are all announced on www.facebook.com/Eurocosplay. Go and like the page. But yes, our second judge, one of the people that's been helping me to organise Eurocosplay, the very lovely Emma, was really keen that we got this judge in, and she seems to be a bit of a cosplayer's cosplayer, if you know what I mean. There are cosplayers that are popular and well known, and you suspect that their popularity might have less to do with the costume than other things, such as their fantastic talent at chess, or or the fact that they've driven cars in the Grand Prix, or you know, other similar things.
Oh yeah, big bouncy personality, of course.
Yes, and you get the feeling that some of the very well-known cosplayers, whether in the UK or abroad, are well liked by people that never cosplay, whereas in the UK, you know, in the UK, example of cosplayers would be people like Sans or Lex or Zariel, the 2011 Euro cosplay champion, ones that make genuinely fantastic costumes, but not only that, also put an awful lot of time and energy helping other cosplayers, going to events and teaching people techniques and similar, which we'll have a bit of at Comic-Con, both on the Japanic stage and in the cosplay workshop area. Plug. Take a look for the schedules coming out over the weekend. And yes, very very much I think a cosplayer this one, hailing from Atlanta, generally referred to as God Save the Queen Fashions. It's one you recognise?
Oh, I know it because I've looked them up before because they make lovely costumes.
Catherine of GSTQ Fashions. Okay, she's her work's been on College Humor, Cosmo Magazine, Geeks Are Sexy, and Kotaku. She was also a featured cosplayer on the PBA documentary Cosplay Craft and the Secret Identity, and a guest judge on Sci-Fi's Hero of Cosplay. Yeah. There's quite a few cosplayers who kind of leverage their cosplay and then bring it into jobs that they then do, whereas this is kind of the other way round. Catherine is a trained seamstress. She's done all manner of works with things like fabrics, including this one did make me laugh in the description. You know, things like designing car upholstery, and I guess she decided. I think she also did work on costumes for things like burlesque and similar. But this is one of those situations where she's clearly she's sat in this car thinking, if there was only something I could use these skills for that was less bland, and is actually now making a business as a cosplayer, as a commissioner and similar. So yes, very very talented individual, and absolute pleasure to have her over with us. And yes, several of our Euro cosplay finalists were a little worried actually. It's like, what if I forget how to speak? Oh dear. Are you a bit of a fan, are you? Maybe. So yeah, they will be around in the cosplay area. They'll be on the Friday and the Sunday if you want to come meet them. They'll be taking part in a panel on the Japanic stage on the Sunday as well, and make sure you join them in the audience to watch the Euro Cosplay Championships final at close of play on the Saturday. If you are sadly unable to come to the London MCM Comic Con, if you go to mcmbuzz.com, then we should have a live stream up on there as well that will work this year. I've been promised.
Pretty good. There's a lot of people from like up north that can't travel down here. They'd really appreciate that.
I hope so. Well, there are people in Europe that are planning Euro cosplay watching parties, because
that's so cool.
Can be quite far to travel. Yeah, I think that's quite good. So yes, really hoping that they've been testing it. The stream will work this time.
I hope so. No, because Because I think it was the second year I was unable to make it, and I tried to watch it on live stream, and it just kept cutting out, and I just thought, no, I really...
The video, the second year in 2011, the video was stable, but there was a really strong buzz in the audio stream. Which we only found out about afterwards. The first year, where we just used a cheap webcam, it was fine.
That's the curse of technology, though, isn't it?
That is the curse of technology. Yes, that is exactly it. Euro cosplay. Obviously, it is a competition, but everyone that goes away from it is happy having been part of the experience, and so many people, especially this year, it's not just in the UK but abroad, have said that it's helped inspire them to do the project that they've always dreamed of doing, or in the case of some other people, they've said they like it because it shines a light on the people that really work at making fantastic costumes, as opposed to the people that get cosplay fame come more easily to them, shall we say. And I've got nothing, don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against any style of cosplay, or whether you're competitive or not, whether you're doing it to meet people, whether it's you're just wearing something comfy, whether you want something to explore your extroverted side and get some attention. It's all good. There's no one true path of cosplay, and this is something that really irks me online, which is when people start claiming that somebody else's attitude to cosplay isn't correct, and it's like, well, last time I checked, no prophet came down from a mountain with stone tablets with the true meaning of cosplay carved into them. And cosplay is very much what you make of it.
No, the whole point is, like you said, it was for fun. Yeah. It's completely for fun. Whether you just put a headband on and run around going, I'm Naruto, it's still your thing. It's not really... I mean, there's a lot of people that just kind of participate in these competitions just for, like you said, confidence boost. They're not particularly going out there to say, I am the best cosplayer, look at my outfit. It's just, yeah. Yeah.
Some people, there is a demand for competition. There is definitely a demand for competition. But one thing we are always very careful to do with at any MCM event, and this does confuse some audience members, because sometimes audience members go, well, I think so-and-so should have won. What you've got to understand is sometimes people, even some of the people in really good costumes, have said, I don't want to be judged, I'm not competing. That's fine. If they want that time on stage, that's fine. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. We do not force people to compete, they can still take part. Something else that confuses people, I get people get in touch saying, oh, do I have to go into the masquerade if I cosplay? And I respond with, we're going to have 10 to 15,000 people in costume. I couldn't fit you all in the masquerade even if I wanted to. So no, you go ahead and cosplay. You don't need to be in the masquerade. It's fine. It's fine.
It's like an oblige. You cosplay, you have to join. Come on, get in the queue.
It's only time when I'd feel like, no, yes, you have to be, is if there's a group cosplay and then you look amazing and you should be part of a group. That's the only time I'd be like, are you sure you don't want to do masquerade? Or, you know.
Yeah.
You can fill up that group, you know, you could actually really look badass on stage for your whole group. But, you know, it happens. There are loads of groups that, you know, someone's ill and then one of their members don't turn up and then they find a random person just cosplaying as their character at MCM. But you can make friends through this. It's just so easy, you know.
And that's actually something that with the MCM Fringe Festival at the London shows, and I hope to be kind of adding this kind of community meet element to the other shows other than London. The MCM Fringe Festival is an opportunity for people to advertise their meets. Now, they're not all cosplay related. You know, there's 3DS Street Pass meets and people registering, interview sessions and things like that. But the vast majority is cosplay related. And yeah, that is.
There's a list online, isn't
there? There is a list online. If you go on to the London MCM Comic Con webpage, under attractions you'll find MCM Fringe Festival, and there's around 100 meets organised for the weekend that people have managed to register so far, and we do strongly encourage you to register, not just because then we can advertise you and other people can find you and make new friends, complete groups, etc. But also because it helps us manage the event and the venue, and an event this big can be very, very complicated.
I'm so glad you mentioned this, by the way, because I had no idea what this Fringe Festival bit was on the website. And I've just looked at it now, and it's so easy just to click on whatever you're looking for and just click on it and just do your thing. Wow, that's actually so helpful, because there's so many people that run around like headless chickens going, oh, we don't know where our meet is, or it's been moved. At least they can check on the page to see if it has been moved.
Yeah.
I mean, heaven's sake, we know now how big it's going to be this year, so it's going to... I'm going to bring a Segway with me or something.
The Fringe Festival refers to the area outside and the community-led activities, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in October, due to the weather, we're not going to have a stage out there. There will still be some bits and bobs out there, but we're not going to have the stage out there. There is actually a few people there under their own steam are going to set themselves up and do DJ sets out there. Assuming the weather's not appalling, so I'm guessing they've got a portable generator or something like that. I'll see if I can. They've asked me if I can pinch a table from somewhere, and I'll see what I can do for them. So yeah, it's all that kind of. It's kind of working with the fact that people, for a lot of people, other people, what makes the event, and doing what we can to support that, really.
It's like you said earlier, it's like a community, because that's how, like you said, people meet other people. I mean, if it weren't for Expo for me, I would have met, like, the majority of friends I now have. It was 8 years now I've been going, and I still managed to make a few more friends each time. So it's really good that Expo is there, that you get to meet new people, and that's why it's good for Fringe. That Fringe is about. So, like, you go to a photo shoot, you're nervous. I've been there, everyone has, and you just say, "Oh, so you like this character," and then that's it.
And isn't it completely gutting after a show to go, "Oh, if only we had found a so and so to join the group," and then you're looking at the photos and there was one. And if only there was a resource where you could possibly have advertised your existence to the other person, so you could come together for that glorious, perfect photo.
And we found it!
Yay!
Preferably not while sat halfway up the statue.
Just to reiterate, these are all meets organised by loads of different people. It's not just MCM sponsored or anything.
No, those are community ones. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
absolutely. Occasionally, though not so much this time, we push people into saying, "Oh, is somebody willing to run a newbie meet or something?" We haven't this time because, to be honest, it seems to have taken off well enough. And the best thing, if a new person got in touch with me, I'd say, "Well, are you planning to cosplay? And if so, let's see if there's already a group for you, because that would be a better way to break the ice."
Totally. And I just have to throw in there, Alex, there's an Utano Prince summer meet. Ah!
Yeah, sorry, on the list.
I'm not going to join. I just want to go there and take photos of them. That's all.
That's equally good. That is equally good. So there's a huge number of attractions over the weekend, from YouTubers to exhibitors to the latest games to esports to cosplay workshops. So one quick further plug there. Anyone that's going on the Friday, if you want to be taught step by step, hands-on, to make your own corset, the Russian Euro cosplay finalist, who take a look on facebook.com/Euro cosplay. She is clearly an expert at this. But yeah, making your own corset on the Friday, you don't get. There aren't many kind of tutorials that are that thorough. You know, you might get shown bits and bobs here and there, but this is a complete sit down, make a course it. Highly recommended. If you guys don't take all the places, I'm pretty sure I'm going to find my cosplay volunteers and possibly some of the other Euro cosplay finalists doing it. So,
I'm sorry.
So I do recommend it.
Where is this? What time on Friday did you say?
There will be a session at 3 and a session at 4:30.
How do I register?
A cosplay workshop. Cosplay workshop. At the moment, I could do a sign up actually. We were going to just invite people to come and do it on a first come first serve. But I could set up a sign up, but it will be in the cosplay workshop area, which will be near the MCM theatre.
So would we theoretically turn up before the 3 o'clock slot to register?
I'll put something online, and so you can mark your interest. But yeah, if you can turn up maybe 5 minutes before, assuming that there weren't too many people that turned up half an hour before.
Oh God, reserve me a seat. Privileges, Granny, privileges. Because I have to say, these tutorials, I have seen professional classes where you pay 80 quid to do a tutorial, and I think you walk out making an amateur one. So it's really nice that you could actually do that without having to spend so much money. And you can then collect your own, materials and whatever, and have a stab at it later on. But that's actually really cool. I'm so there.
Yeah, I mean, workshops. We've always had kind of smaller workshops in the past because the hall is so noisy. But with this being on the Friday, which is quieter, with the larger space and the cosplay areas in the quieter area with the main stage, which so we're trying these bigger workshops. It's really good of her to offer to do it. So yeah, like I said, huge number of attractions. I'm personally hoping that the shaved ice stand is back again because
oh God, yes, nice ice.
But there is. I don't know. Have any of you actually taken a look at the guests that will be there? Like I said, it's not a guest and autograph show, but actually there are quite a few people.
Yep, I know.
It's gonna be, yeah.
I was actually having a heart attack just now. The voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, also the voice of Assassin's Creed's Ezio is going to be there, and also the voice of Eddie from Tekken, because we all know I love Tekken, is there. So I was actually having a heart attack, and because he looks so like average Joe, I'm so not going to notice him, so I have to find his stand. And of course, we all know Troy in all his gorgeous glory.
I think
he's going to be there.
Recovered from that announcement that he's going to be there.
Yeah, I think we're all fangirling right now for those two. Yeah.
So yes, there are one or two voice actors.
There's quite a lot actually this time.
There are quite a few. Yeah.
There's mostly for the Batman promo.
Well, two of them are. Yeah, I quite like the fact that they've got from the new Batman game, which is, if the last two are anything to go by, going to be awesome. But Elias Tefexis and Richard, they've got, amongst the voice actors, they have Batman and Joker. So Richard Epcar is the Joker in the upcoming game. I was about to.
Troy Baker, who's back.
Troy Baker, and yeah, I think you're right. I was looking in the wrong place. I think
Troy Baker's Joker. I think was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit, I did find that strange, but then I found a video online.
Oh yes, sorry, yes, yes. Troy Baker's Joker. And why is the Joker's picture against somebody else on the website?
I think someone made a boo boo. Although there are some comic people coming, so that could be a comic reference. Why that picture's there?
Or he might have been Joker in something else.
Yeah.
Could have been, yeah.
But yes, they've got. Let's take a little look through. So for the younger audience, we have a huge number of young Dracula guests. A whole list of them. So Erin Renfield, Ingrid, and Malik, as well as the producer from Young Dracula, will be there. The new BBC show By Any Means is pretty well represented as well. So Warren Brown, Elliot Knight, and Shelley Conn will all be there. My personal favourite, and at least one person here in the Skype call knows that I quite like goths. Any of you watch Lost Girl?
I think I'm the only one.
Lost Girl is fantastic, and you should watch it. It's a Canadian kind of supernatural show revolving around the main character is a succubus. That's only relatively recently discovered that she is a succubus. But Kenzie and Tamsin, Kenzie, Ksenia Solo, absolutely favourite character from the show. She's absolutely fantastic in it. But yes, they are both there along with the producer Jay Firestone for Lost Girl. So I'm really happy about that. I'm not going to go through all the guests because it would take forever. Go to mcmcomiccon.com/London and you should see the special guests there. In what can only be described as a really kind of surprising announcement, I guess. This was one that I could scarcely believe myself when we announced it, because it's so new, it's so current. We actually have the staff from Attack on Titan coming to the show, which is, like I said, it genuinely surprised me. So we've got the big four from the studio making Attack on Titan that are gonna be there over the weekend.
That's just gonna be so amazing. It's unbelievable. I was like, whoa.
yeah. I mean, it is absolutely amazing because, yeah, I mean, I guess 2013 is the year that we started getting kind of these top guests from Japan, and they must have literally been going, okay, we're going to finish recording here. Let's go straight over to the UK, because it's of course not long ago that they actually finished with the series for the moment, of course.
And it's amazing that they're coming to the UK. I mean, there's other cons around the world, but it's a privilege that they're coming to Expo.
Yeah. No, it's awesome, and I expect that everything they do, any signings and panels and everything they do, is going to be absolutely jam-packed.
I'm just imagining the queue of just all the Titan cosplayers.
Yes. And there's a group on the Fringe site as well if you want to check it out.
There's an Attack on Titan meet every single day, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Yes, here we have Batman and Joker from the new game. It's Roger Craig Smith and Troy Baker, of course, and they both have impressive resumes other than obviously the Batman game that they're immediately there to promote. So
I mean, Troy Baker's been in like two of the biggest games this year as well as Batman coming out.
Roger Craig Smith is he's, as was mentioned earlier, he's like Sonic the Hedgehog. He's Bruce Wayne and Batman. He in the some of the Marvel cartoons like Avengers Assemble and Ultimate Spider-Man, he's Steve Rogers, Captain America, and
Chris Redfield.
Just in case you didn't know. Yes, absolutely. So lots and lots of stuff. He's Ezio Auditore, obviously, which is enough, I'm sure, for most people. And Troy Baker, you probably already know who Troy Baker is.
He started. Well, that's quite nice because he did some animes before, and now he's doing all sorts of games and voice acting. So he's not just anime anymore, which is nice to see.
Yeah, he's kind of graduated, I guess. I suppose during the anime boom. Oh, I'm going to get incredibly weird here. I mean, during the anime boom that was 5 to 8 years back now, of course, the American voice actor market had to grow quite sharply, and yes, so we're seeing the fruits of that now, as many of the people who turned out to be really good voice actors are taking on other roles now that dubbing of anime has slowed down a little. Yeah. So yeah, top stuff there. Also on the voice actor front we have, and they have been before, so Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yes, I recall them, yes.
I met them
Yes.
last time they were here. I was actually quite gutted, because this is Yuri's third appearance, isn't it?
It might be. He obviously likes London.
Yeah. I think he lived in London for a good few years.
He might have done.
But I know the first time, because I specifically dressed as Sasuke to meet him, and I couldn't. And then, I know, so I was a bit heartbroken about that, but heartbroken even. Second time I met him and Taro, and they were both generally lovely people, so I'm gonna hopefully meet them again this time.
So he's one of these people that's done 101 things. It's pointless me even trying to go through everything. So yes.
Look at that.
Can I just say, Ben 10, what the hell, yes!
Yes, Ben 10 is amongst them. Simon from Tengen Topeka and Lagan is probably relevant to your
Oren,
interest.
get excited.
Why would this go? So I'm just gonna lay here and cry.
Code Geass was Suzaku Kurugi. So, but yeah, lots of other stuff. And yes, as was maybe mentioned, you might have done a little bit of Sasuke here and there. A bit around the edges. And yes, if I remember rightly, Tara's actually his wife. I might have been.
Indeed.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Tara is his wife, yep.
So basically this was a holiday for both of them. Turn up.
And she, similar to him, she's Tamari in Naruto. She was in Bleach as well. She's an actress as well as a voice actress. So again, huge range of stuff that she's done.
Yeah, I have to add, she's like
Tamari's
the
one
RPG
people
fan.
person, I think.
She's all about the Tales of Symphonia, Star Ocean, Soul Calibur, what was the other one? The Shin...
Tales of fans that didn't only heard that Baba was there. You know Baba-san?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hideo Baba, he's here. Yeah, he's coming from...
He was there in May, and he's back this time, which is really good because lots of people didn't realise he was there in May.
You know, I was one of those people.
Yeah, we were kind of really
We had a big
gutted.
conversation about this, how he did a Q&A, disappeared, and then I was walking around the store and he was just sitting there casually, and this woman went, "Do you want his autograph?" And I was like, "Yes, please, there's no queue."
He's joined by 3 other top Namco Bandai Japanese game designers as well. So Namco Bandai's stall going to be absolutely massive. I personally am going to take a sneaky little look at the new version of Tales of Symphonia that they'll have on their stand.
Hell yeah.
Because it will be awesome. Maha. And another voice actress is Ellen Stern. Anyone?
Yes,
some of the more
Digimon, that's her.
Mm-hmm. She was in No Ain. She was in Ghost in Shell 2. Some classic stuff like Robotech and Gundam as well. So another voice actress for you all. And yes, the ones that have some ones that I got scrolled down too far earlier, but Elias Tefexis, who was of course the lead character from Deus Ex.
Oh,
which,
he looks like the picture as well.
Regardless of what the Sun thinks is not real, he's voice actor for several games. And he's appeared in several shows as well, and Rich Stepcar that has been Joker at some point, but isn't the Joker in the new game. So that's where I was getting confused. But yes, he was actually Ansem Xenohort's voice in Dream Drop Distance, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
Ooh.
If anyone's got that to get signed, I'm sure there are some Kingdom Hearts fans that are going to be at the show because I can't get away from you. There's one down in my lounge.
Honestly, Granny, how's this going to be? Do you have any idea on how it's going to be situated for the voice actors? Are they all going to be in a section together, or are they going to be at different times at the manga store or Namco Bandai? Or
I'm not 100% sure. That kind of information should be coming out hopefully over the weekend. But generally, voice actors they will most likely be. Some of them will probably be on the MyM stand. Some of them will be in the MCM kind of signing area, as opposed to the memorabilia guests, who I haven't spoken about yet, who will be in the memorabilia section. The Attack on Titan guests, I think, will be on the anime limited stand.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No, this is just badass, because I'm telling you, they're going to probably have to have bodyguards to Attack on Titan people. Seriously.
Just surround them with cosplay Titans.
No.
Titans are going to be just jumping on top of them.
You don't understand. They're bringing 3D maneuver gear, so if it gets too bad, they'll just zip up into the rafters. I wish. No, I mean, even though, no word of a lie, even though the show is close to twice the size, it was just recently I was looking at it, and they've got so much for it, they're still struggling to fit it all in.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually fully ridiculous. You know, that's not the problem you think you have when you're going to almost double in size. But yeah, those guests, there will be a map. And what I do recommend, obviously, some of the autograph times and so on, and which ones are going to be free autographs, because MCM will make as many autographs available for free as they can. Others will probably be around £15. But if there's any guest you're particularly keen on, do strongly recommend that you make a stop at the information desk. You can't miss the information desk. There's this great big hanging from the ceiling, this great big information sign, just to double check, because of course, as anyone that's tried to do any kind of project, not even just events, any kind of projects, things can change, and you have to be able to be flexible. So if there's anything you're particularly keen on, if I hear of anything, I'll try to pop it up on the big Facebook groups. But do go to the information desk to double check anything you're unsure about.
That's brilliant, Granny Gertrude.
Okay.
That's been a pleasure listening to you.
There's another 20 to 30 guests if you're interested. Go on to the MCM Comic Con website.
And just quickly, Euro cosplay. We've done so well now the last few years. Do you think we could do it again? Do you think we could come in the top 3?
The UK has placed every year so far
in the top 3,
and in the that's what I mean. In the top 3, they've placed, and I have absolute confidence that both of our representatives are. Well, they're excellent choices and will acquit themselves well. Truth be told, I haven't seen all the competitions they're going up against. I am confident they will do us proud, and it would not surprise me if the UK placed very high again. I guess in a way, there are interestingly, there are now other countries that are starting to pinch parts of our judging system. But the UK has always been, its cosplay contests on average have been more construction accuracy focused than elsewhere historically. So I guess we had a bit of an advantage there. But like I say, that I can't count any country out. Look, go to facebook.com/Eurocosplay, click like, bring a little smile to my face, and take a look, because there is some fantastic stuff. And of course, what they qualified in, they might bring out something something completely different for the final. I'm confident that that I am happy with our UK representatives, and I would not be surprised if we maintained our top record.
It shouldn't be a problem, to be honest, because if we've got the same, like, for example, past winners participating, I'm sure the standards are going to stay really high for us. And if anything, there's so much competition.
Two completely new representatives.
Yep.
Ooh, exciting.
Completely new representatives. I don't think the UK has never had a repeat representative. Some of the other countries have. But the UK has never had a repeat representative. And in a way, I like that. Because I don't want... Obviously, I know, because I organise it, I know that I do not interfere with judging in the slightest. But I'm quite glad that not only are they always different people, they are people from very different little sections of the cosplay community, little sections of the country, and so on. They're not Granny, all the people ever picked for the UK are the people that Granny Gertrude goes down the pub with.
Right, no favouritism involved.
Nothing could be far further from the truth. And so yes, while if any of the previous Euro cosplay representatives went for it again, I'd be really, really happy for that. But I'm also really, really happy that people looking at it can see that it's not the same people time and time again, because it is about inspiring people to take on these big projects, to try to up their skills, and it is also about especially for some of the countries that have less well established cosplay communities. We are not an elitist competition. International competition. We're very. It's another thing that sets Euro cosplay apart. We are very keen to have countries take part, even if they have smaller cosplay communities, because we're trying to have the competition be an inspiration, and being able to offer the fledgling Turkish cosplay community a prize of trip to London, represent your country. That's something they can go out and inspire and grow their events with. And equally, you need France involved, and France has some fantastic cosplayers, but the impact, the impact of Euro cosplay is obviously going to be a bigger help to places such as Serbia, which have just joined. They were really, really happy. Greece were really, really happy to join. Any good news in Greece is very well received. And yeah, so that is all what Euro cosplay is about, is kind of this building and helping the cosplay community. It is, trust me, it doesn't make money. This is a way that we're investing in the European cosplay community, giving them something to aspire to, giving out these prizes to raise, and trying to raise the profile of and the respectability of cosplay. Yeah.
And if anyone hasn't seen it, watch it. I mean, it's honestly, even I've seen 3 of them now, and even I'm just staring up at them, just like jaw dropped, and I'm just amazed by how brilliant they are. I mean, the craftsmanship, like you said, is beautiful.
Yeah,
and
there is some fantastic costumes. I'm not going to claim that we currently have the biggest, glitziest stage, but it should be about the cosplayers anyway. And
actually, to be fair though, what they make of the stage is really good.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And it means when you're there in the audience, you're actually going to be quite close to the cosplayer. You're not going to be half a mile back.
No.
Any other questions about the London MCM Comic Con?
I do have one. I know this might sound weird. Probably for people who were driving to Expo. The car park underneath.
Yes.
Because we have to come up through the middle. Do we have to go right out to the west straight away?
am honestly not entirely sure.
That's fair enough.
I am honestly not entirely sure. I would assume that it will be clear upon arrival if there's no big announcement before then. But I'm not sure exactly how it's going to be working.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. No,
That's not my
no.
not my area of expertise. I would answer if I could.
No, that's fair enough. I'll just head on out if I have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Well, if I can just make a quick plug then. If you want to keep up to date with MCM news, not just for the London show, but for the 9 shows we have next year, because we've got a silly number of shows now, frankly, with 2 new shows over in Ireland. Join the MCM Expo Twitter, or if you prefer on Facebook, there's a noisy community group which is the MCM Expo group, and there is a quieter, more event-focused MCM Comic Con group as well. If you find the MCM Expo group a bit rowdy for your tastes, different groups for different people, and of course each of the shows has a Facebook page you can like, as opposed to a group you can join as well, and just keep an eye on things.
Great. So we've come to the end of the show, guys, and it's been a pleasure talking to you, Granny Gertrude.
Oh, pleasure was mine.
And no doubt we'll be seeing you at London MCM.
You'll certainly hear me. I'm not exactly quiet.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. Please carry on liking us, subscribing, following, sharing. We're Anime UK Show. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, everything that you can find us on. So this has been our bumper episode for MCM, and we'll be talking about more stuff next week, including some of the top games that come out. Obviously, we've not had time to cover it this week. See you then, guys. Bye.
www.wearearcade.com